Hello and welcome back to a new video and a new session in our continued journey of trying to master numbers and their properties. And even more specifically in this session, like the previous session, we are working on number of factors for a given number. So what we have already learned so far is that if I give you a number and I say the factorized form of that number is 2 cube raised to 3 square raised to 5 raised to 4, and I ask you what will be the number of factors for this given number, how would you find it out? And that was fairly easy. What do? We take the power. First of all, I should notice if the number is in its prime form, fully factorized into all possible primes. Yes, it is. There is no composite here. Then take the power of the prime and add 1. That means 3 plus 1. Take the next power of the next prime and add another 1. And then another 1, right? So my number of factors would be 4 into 3 into 5. That is 12 into 5. 60 factors would exist for such a number. Now, why are we adding the 1? We figured out the logic for this, but just a quick recap. What does this mean? It means when I look at 2 cube, in the factors I can have a 2 raised to 0, a 2 raised to 1, a 2 square or a 2 cube. That means for the 2 I have 4 possibilities, and the factor is going to be a meal made up of these ingredients, a compound made up of these ingredients, a molecule made up of these atoms. So these are the possibilities for 2. So I see there are 4 possibilities. It is not visible in the power, therefore just to create a formula I am saying I must add 1 to it, right? Same logic for this. When I look at 3 square, it means I have 3 raised to 0, 3 raised to 1, 3 square as a possibility in the factors, because all of these numbers will divide the above number, right? That means I must add a 1, and that was our logic behind why we are adding a 1. The understanding of the logic was very important. Why? Because the formula of 3 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 4 plus 1, or power plus 1 into power plus 1 into power plus 1 is only for the total number of factors, that is all factors. But now if I start playing around with the question and I say, okay, tell me how many factors which are even and odd we saw earlier, but let's just recap it very quickly. Now I say how many factors which are even. So if I know the logic, it will not be too much of a problem for me. I can adjust the formula very quickly and say, okay, my formula was 3 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 into 4 plus 1. Why was I doing it? I meant I could take 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 square and 2 cube. That's why I'm writing a 4 here, right? But when I say my number has to be, the factor that I'm talking about has to be even. That means whatever the number is, it must have a 2 raised to 1. A 2 raised to 0 is ruled out. A 2 raised to 0 simply means 1. That means there is no 2 in the factor. That means it is not even. An even number is of the form 2 into something, right? So there must be at least 1 2. That meant you can't go for 2 raised to 0. That means you did not need to add this 1 in this situation. So it would just be 3. Do I need to add 1 in the other places? My logic continues for the same purposes, because this will remain, 5 possibilities for 5 will remain. My answer now would be 3 into 3, 9, and 9 5s are 45, right? We had figured out total number of factors was 60. Out of 60, 45 are even. So can I find out how many are odd? So one way of thinking of how many are odd is you have the total number. From total, subtract the even number, you will have the odd number, which is 15. The other way of thinking about it, if you are saying the factor is odd, right? So it can have 3 raised to 0, 2 up to 2, 5 raised to 0 to 4 it can have in the factors, but it should not have a 2, right? That means the only possibility which will work for me is 2 raised to 0, which is one way of doing this. So that means now I will say 1. Can I use all of them? Yes, I can. Can I use all of them? Yes, I can. 1 into 3 into 5, Obama. Answer is 15, right? And we are counting odd factors. So this is what we did in the previous session. We figured out the formula, which is take the power, add 1 and multiply. We also understood why we are doing it as a application of counting, thinking of it as shirt and pant combinations basically, and figured out the logic so that when the question changes we can use the logic. So our today's agenda is just going to be solving a lot of questions. The questions will be around, we have already looked at even odd, we can look at number of zeros, we can look at perfect square and more such scenarios. So before we begin with the discussion of the questions, try out the questions by yourself, take some time and then come back to the discussion so that you have also worked on the questions. The discussion will be more fruitful for you. So take your time and download the sheet and try out the questions. So if you have got the grasp of the idea, the process is going to be very fast now, because if we understand we can apply it very quickly. So this is our number and we'll play with this number only. And my first question is, how many factors are there overall? It should be very easy. 4 plus 1 5, 7 plus 1 8 and 2 plus 1 3. 5 into 8 40 into 3 120. So when I look at this number, I know I'm going to have 120 factors. Why is this 5? Why is this 8? Why is the logic? Why am I multiplying? Everything should be done and clear by now. Now once again, let's check out, okay, how many even factors? What does even factor mean? When I was counting 5 and multiplying, I meant 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3 and 2 raised to 4. So out of 2 raised to 0, and up to 2 raised to 4 I was allowed. Now I am saying even factor. I cannot use this, only this, because if I use this, that means there is no 2 in the product in the factor, right? This whole number is being divided by a factor. That factor is being divided by a factor, and that factor must have at least 1 2 in it. The other numbers could be something, but 1 2 is needed to make it even, because that is the basic property of an even number. That means out of these 5 possibilities, one of them is ruled out. So my calculation will change into 4 possibilities for 2. All of 3 doesn't make a difference. That means 8 possibilities. And how many possibilities for 5 doesn't make a difference in even odd configuration. So my answer would be 4 into 8, 32 into 3, 96. So now out of 120 you can subtract 96 and you will get 24 factors, and you know those 24 factors are going to be odd, right? So once again, just some very basic practice. Now let's change the question and see if I want to make the factor a perfect square or a perfect cube, then what happens. But you will see, if you have a grasp so far, rest of it is going to be very easy, almost like child's play, if you understand the basics.